We're joined now by Tim Tipene. Tim Tipene has been inducted into the New Zealand Martial Arts Hall of Fame. He's the founder of the renowned Warrior Kids program and Master Arts classes and is also an award-winning author. Now, the New Zealand Martial Arts Hall of Fame was established back in 1995 with the aim of providing leadership in martial arts at the very highest level. The awards are held every couple of years to honour those who've contributed, served and cultivated martial arts here in Aotearoa. Tim, as I mentioned, an award-winning author of a number of books for tamariki and rangatahi, including a manual about his Warrior Kids program. And Tim joins us to reflect on that award, but also on the 18 years he's put into his Warrior Kids program. Congratulations, first up, Tim Tipene. That's quite an acknowledgement from your peers.
Yeah, it's wonderful. I'm very happy to be acknowledged in that way.
Good on you, Tim. Before we talk, can we find out about your Māori connections and where they take us to?
Ko Tim Tipene Takuingoa. So I'm from up north, of course, Ngāti Kuri and Te Rarawa. My marae is Ripia and Nomai. And my... So you'd have my river is Wairoa, and Toko is Te Maunga.
So you're up from Kumara country.
Yeah.
Good on you, mate.
Yeah.
I love Kumara country. Hey, Tim, you got involved yourself personally in martial arts as a 12-year-old. How did that come to be?
Well, I was able to do it because I got my sister to ask my parents, because my parents. So I grew up in quite an abusive household. My sister had a little bit of power. She is younger than me. So I really wanted to do martial arts. I saw some movies when I was young with these martial artists, and the thing that got me was their self-control. It wasn't all the fancy stuff, although I fell in love with that. What really impressed me was the self-control. Now, I was in an environment where there was a lot of violence, and I really just wanted and admired that self-control. So then I was keen to get into martial arts. So I actually got my sister to sort of go forward and request that we do it, and so I got to do it.
What sort of martial arts did you start off in?
I started in a form, it was Goshin Tai Kai, Goshin Tai Kai karate, which was a blend of karate and judo. So it was a blend of two martial arts together. So your traditional sort of Shotokan karate.
I suppose you feel indebted to that guy or those people who assisted you as a youngster to learn about martial arts and to learn about the self-control that can be contained in it. Because many of us think it's about hitting. It's more about defence and confidence, I'd suggest, as well. But you've gone on to awhi many, many other young people, just as you were as a 12-year-old. But, heck, that was a long time ago now, and no doubt you've mastered a lot of what they hoped you would when they first started with you as a young fella. But it's led on into a lifelong involvement with martial arts and with kids.
Yes, I changed mine, of course, because I had to face my past, so I had to deal with the cycle of abuse that had been in my life for a very long time. So I found through the martial arts that I had a lot of anger, and I had to really sort that out. So I went off and did anger management and looked at stopping violence and so on courses, and ended up being a facilitator on those, and then going on to do further training and trained to be a counsellor and so on. So then I started to change my martial arts classes. So I call mine now Master Arts because, it's very nice to be acknowledged by the martial arts community, but in many ways I'm not sure if what I'm doing could be called a martial art anymore, as what I do is very much focuses on non-violent intervention and self-protection. So the children that are coming to me, we're not learning, they're not taught to hit or to strike or to throw or to hurt or harm someone. The idea is to actually show them how to de-escalate a situation, to be aware of a situation and to be calm, and to, if they need to physically move, to get themselves out of the way, but also it's really mastering the idea of being able to win against someone without causing harm to them or even without causing defeat. So, and the idea for me came about because, over the years, it was a lot of family people that I had to deal with. You can't go around hitting people, with your family. And then, of course, being involved in security, again, the same thing. I was often called in to do jobs because the people that had been there on security before me had actually hurt people. And, business owners and that do not want that. It does not look good. So it's more about taking care of people without hurting or harming them and keeping yourself safe at the same time.
Good on you, Tim. Congratulations, mate. Can we talk about Warrior Kids?
Yeah, well, Warrior Kids is an extension of that, of course. So Warrior Kids is basically that for children. So with Warrior Kids, it's very much a holistic life skills course. And again, the children are not taught to hit because, if I'm teaching the children to hit, then they're going to hit. So it's getting them to be able to go to school and to deal with these situations, aggressive situations without actually hitting. So it's being able to read the signs of that something is maybe possibly going to happen, and it's giving them the tools to deal with it without having to resort to hurting or harming someone where they will be the ones who get into trouble. That's how schools work. So with Warrior Kids, I was running classes last night, and what happens is the children come to me, and I've been doing it a very long time now, and I love it, and it keeps feeding me in terms of its richness, and I'm very proud to have been doing it for this time. Really, it's what I wanted for myself as a child. So when I went into the martial arts at the age of 12, this is the sort of thing that I would have been looking for. And I find that a lot of children come and they're able to relax because there is no pressure on them in terms of being tough or aggressive. They get to just relax and be themselves.
Identifying signs of impending trouble is quite a skill and one that's cultivated over time, but certainly for those working in security, I've seen guys work it really well. They can look across a room and just by body language occurring on the far side of the room, they can sense that, conversations are getting heated. And then, you get facial expressions too to indicate that. There are quite a lot of signs if you're attuned to them and are looking for them, aren't there?
Oh, yes. Yeah, you can de-escalate a lot of situations. I think we all have had that experience where we have been in situations where we've seen people getting angry, people building up, and we could actually see that they were going to go off, or even know it for ourselves that we were getting big. So it's about intervening before it gets big, doing certain things to ensure that it doesn't get carried away. And that's a big thing with security, like you say. And also just working with people, working with children. Teachers would know a lot about that. Parents, as parents we know, you can see when your child's getting, worked up. And so there's the whole idea of refocusing them or shifting their attention or trying different strategies.
Well, good on you. It's resulted in books, and not every martial arts or master arts teacher writes as well. Share some whakaaro about that side of your life.
Yeah, well, one incident I would like to share with you just before we go to that, Dale, was here's a prime example of it. I had a guy, when I was doing security, I was on a door, and I had a guy try to come in to the venue where I was protecting, that I was on the door of, and he was concealing something in his pocket, and I could see that. So I had to remove him and take him outside. It just ended up being a bottle. He was trying to sneak a drink in. But this man, he was old enough to be my dad at the time, and he stood in front of me, and he got very aggressive and told me how he was going to take me apart, used every word under the sun to describe me, spoke about my family and so on. And as he was standing right in front of my face, spitting in my face, I just kept listening to him. Now, within half an hour of that happening, that man was standing beside me, crying and apologizing to me because his wife had just left him and taken the kids. So as you can see, that's just an example, because that situation could have got a lot worse, could have gone a complete different direction. Yet this man had actually had some things that he was, coming from. So in terms of my books are an extension of that. So it's taking that idea, taking that message and, working with it. Not only that, I mean, I'm just a writer, and I love to write.
Let's talk about our own people, because violence, sadly, is a reality for many. We're hoping that with more focus on the situation by the media and the like in recent times, that our houses aren't as violent as they might have been in the past. But do you deal with a lot of Māori people, and are we any worse, any more violent than others you've dealt with?
Oh no, I think everybody has the potential to be violent. I think it's in each of us, and I think the key is through preventative, positive programs such as Warrior Kids. The problem is it needs to be widespread. So, I mean, that's what I've been trying to work on over the time that I've been doing it. And that's really why I did change my martial arts focus, because what you do get in martial arts, and respect to the teachers and schools that are out there, but what you do get is you do get a lot of aggression in the martial arts and a lot of violence. One thing that I noticed when I was working in the anger management and stopping violence community or network area was that there was a high representation of the offenders who have had martial arts experience. So the idea that people were going to martial arts to get anger management and to be more peaceful is actually not the case. A lot of our offenders, a lot of the people within prisons have actually had martial arts experience, have been to schools. Now, that's scary. For me, that really scared me. And so what I would like to see is I would certainly like to see Warrior Kids and Master Arts just go right through New Zealand, because it's showing people how to deal with these problems without resorting to violence.
And Tim, has the Warrior Kids program been picked up by schools and the like?
Over the years, I've run it in schools. Of course, a lot of the schools, in regards to the funding now, a lot of the schools are more internal. They're looking at running their own programs within the school. The idea now is to really spread Warrior Kids. And I'm looking to the kids to do it and the adult students, because they're the ones who are going through the process. They're the ones who understand it. And so it's getting them out there. I'm working on it, Dale. I'm working on getting it out there, because I see it as a key prevention for violence, and it's a positive one, and it deals with anger and fear and all that, grief and so on.
Well, may I again congratulate you for the acknowledgement. It's not every year that these awards are made. It's every couple of years, and for people who've contributed over a long period of time. And I salute your attitude towards being confident, knowing how to parry, but also recognising signs, and as you mentioned, de-escalating some of those situations. A very useful tool for our young people in their lives and with their own kids as well. Thank you for joining us today. Tim Tipene has been our guest on the program this morning, recently inducted into the New Zealand Martial Arts Hall of Fame. Tim, all the very best to you in the work ahead, and we're here to help if we can.
Thank you very much, Dale. Thank you for